Hello traders. So I just want to do a quick update on the cryptocurrencies because it's looking like we've actually found some form of a base. So let's just start with Bitcoin. I've been talking about this weekly range here. So this bar there, which is basically a spinning top or a range bar, and how I was waiting for a break of this range. So we got that yesterday, and I'm going to go to the 4 hour, which will give us a better view. So you can see how price was contained within this black line and this black line. So basically it was ranging, and that's from 30th of March all the way through to 11th of April, where it's just basically been going nowhere, just running sideways. Okay, so in trading terms, typically that's a range. And this comes after a pretty violent move to the downside. So if we just draw back out to the daily, you can see how we've fallen all the way from 19,700 area, and we just kept falling until we hit this level here where we're finding some support and finally breaking back to the upside. So in my previous videos, we're talking about taking the long on the break, which would be here, and having a stop loss below the bottom here. So if you haven't got in on that trade, there's still plenty of time for this thing to materialize. So I would expect it to start pulling back at some time. It's not going to run up in a straight line. So it will pull back to some degree. And we need to start looking out for the signals that are going to indicate a pullback. So right now, this. So at the moment, what we have on Bitcoin is we have a bearish signal that is starting to form. In other words, we have trended up violently and we've gone into a channel. Right now it's also a flag. So a break below this green line will bring us back to the bottom here, which would also test the break. So we would expect this break to be tested. What do I mean by that? This big candle here broke higher than this area. If we just put a bullseye on that, and you can see we broke to the upside, we found the 200 EMA moving average, okay? And now what I suspect it'll happen probably over the weekend, or maybe Monday, Tuesday, is we could grind a little bit higher, but eventually this trend is going to break and we will come back to the downside. But I suspect that we get some support at this level on this black line. So call it 7,500 area. And also the Kijinsen and the Tikinsen, the blue and red lines, are also grouping in this area as well. Okay, so what I'd also like to just point out, something that I actually missed in my previous video, which I spotted on the break yesterday, it was this. So what we have here is a bullish falling wedge that forms. So you can see how price is contained between these two orange lines, and it just gets narrower and narrower and narrower until eventually the pressure pot breaks and we burst out to the top. But normally what happens with these setups is price will come back and test the break around here. Okay, now because we were in a range here and we've broken to the upside of the range, my bias is to say that we won't have a test all the way to the bottom, but we will have some form of a test and probably come test the breakout of the range. So from a daily perspective, this is only just turning. Okay, so there's quite a bit of price action that we expect to happen, and once price gets above the cloud, this red cloud here, and this cloud changes to green like it does here, at that point we can look at it from a daily perspective to say the trend has definitely changed and we're heading to the upside. But for now, I suspect some profit taking to happen soon. It may happen at the range height of 100%, which also coincides with the cloud, and also there's some area of resistance here as well. just put that in and see what I'm talking about. This previous low here is an area of resistance. You can see how it was tested there. So price could come to this area and this area before turning down for a retest of the breakout to the bottom. So basically, if price gets to this area and it holds this area and doesn't break below here, then we have some confidence that the trend has changed and we're heading to the upside. And if we have a look at Ethereum, so let's just get rid of all these lines. So yesterday, we basically called this breakout over here. Just get that straight. There to there. Sorry. And click that, start that again. So we had a range here. Okay. And similar setup to Bitcoin. If you look on the weekly, you'll see we had a range bar here. So this little spinning top bar like that with a tail to top, tail to bottom is a range. And typically a break above it means we're going up, and a break below it means we'll have some downside move. So we had a break and we had a retest on the 4 hour. So this green candle broke up, and then we had a red candle that came back to test the breakout. And the breakout was successful, and then we continued to the upside. So we have hit our first target, which is this 100%, which is the range height. Okay, so in other words, it's the distance from this bottom black line to there. So when we break out of a range like that, price travels the same distance of the range, which has happened. I then gave you a second target of around here, okay, which was the 520 area. And the reason for that was because we had the 200 EMA, moving average, and we also had the 61.8 or 161.8 extension of this range, which is a Fibonacci extension. Okay, the next level is sitting here at 580, which is the 261.8% extension of the range, but more importantly, it is a previous breakout. So let's just put a bullseye on that. There's a previous breakout, so that was the previous low where price broke, and then it came back to test the break, and then fell off. So you will find some price action here where the bears will step in to sell, and people will start taking profit here because they will expect some kind of a pullback to happen. But this is a violent move at the moment, and there's no indication that it's stopping just yet. The slight bit of indication here is that we've got Kijinsen and Tikinsen, these red and blue lines, which are flat at the moment, so the horizontal, which normally indicate that we're going to go into some kind of a range. But yes, this is extremely bullish at the moment. Not that I would get in at the top here, I would wait for a pullback. Same with Bitcoin. And if you manage to get in on the bottom, you could be moving your stop up below every pullback. And I think until this channel breaks, if this price starts going sideways up the channel, I would take profit on any long that you've got. So currently I am sitting long, and I was sitting long from there, roughly 432. Okay, and my stop loss is now moved up below the 100%, below this candle. So I have profit locked in, and we'll just let it run for now. Anyway, guys, I hope that helps. And yeah, I think cryptos are starting to look pretty rosy. Any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll try my best to put a video together to help you out. And I know there's a lot of non-traders that are watching the cryptos, so please engage, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.